Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. This is Tarot by Melissa, and in today's reading, we're going to be looking into what your next career move and or job may potentially look like. So let's get into our disclaimers. Keep in mind, guys, that this is a general reading, so some messages might resonate quite specifically and accurate to you and your situation, while others of the messages might not. So if it doesn't feel like it fits for you, simply just release it and let it go. Please don't allow it to get you upset. Remember, these general readings are really meant for entertainment purposes only, so don't take it too personal. If you guys did want to book a personal reading, all the details on how you could book one with me will be linked in the description box down below. All right, so let's go ahead and get into our pile selection. We have a choice between 3 different groups for today's reading. Starting with pile number 1, we're going to be working with this black Moonstone crystal. For pile number 2, we'll be working with this Pyrite cluster. And for pile number 3, we're working with this Tiger's Eye sphere. I want you guys to take a deep breath. Think about your next big career move or job and what this may look like for you. Go ahead and select the crystal or card that you feel the most intuitively connected to. And once you've made your choice, you can scroll down to the description box below to locate the timestamp that will take you to your pile selection. See you there. Hey, pile number 1, if you all selected the black Moonstone crystal, this will be your reading. So we're looking into your next big career move and or job and what this may potentially look like for you. So let's jump in with our overall energies for you. So we start you off here with the Ace of Cups. We have the first house, and we also have the Moth Spirit. Wow, pile 1. Okay. So the first thing that's really jumping out at me in your message, pile 1, is the Ace of Cups. So this is telling me that there's something about emotion that is really connected into this next career move for you. And I do feel with the Ace of Cups being here, especially next to the first house, this does feel like a new sort of opportunity in your career or a new sort of outlook on your career that you are embodying right now. The Ace of Cups, you guys can see the key words here. It talks about feeling revitalized. I'm getting emotionally revitalized in your career. It also talks about lucky breaks and a fulfilling position. So I feel like a lot of you guys with the first house being here are going to be stepping into a new opportunity, a new position, a new role, something that feels a lot more emotionally fulfilling to you than what you've maybe done in the past coming into this reading. Or maybe what you're currently doing isn't as emotionally fulfilling to you as this potential opportunity would be, okay? So the first house is definitely talking about kind of like the way that you're entering into a situation and, you know, maybe looking at things on a surface level because you're new to it, right? So there's definitely going to be challenge here to kind of look deeper into this opportunity. Make sure that you're taking it what was I going to say? You want to just make sure that you're not only focusing and concentrating on like the surface level things about it that look really shiny and maybe that look better than the thing you're currently in, because I do see that there's something that you guys have attachments to here, but really digging deep to understand what about this opportunity feels so much better for you to make sure that you're truly aligned with it. Your Moth Spirit that's up here is asking you to surrender. So there's definitely, you know, with regard to this next move in your career, there's still something that is going to require you to detach a little bit, right? For a lot of you guys, it's possible that coming into this reading, you're doing a job that you don't really love, or maybe some of you guys have been embodying a certain type of behavior that's not serving you, right? Like think of like workaholic energy or just feeling like really anxiously attached to needing to know the outcome or feeling really attached to needing to be in control of the situation. And Spirit is asking you as you move into this next chapter of your career, this next move that you're embarking onto, to let go of that stuff, because holding on to those attachments is not going to serve you in your highest good. And it may actually cause you to be perceived in a negative light, because first house can also talk about how others perceive us. So you really want to make sure, right? Like if you're intending to make a good first impression with this new opportunity, you want to make sure that you're not bringing in baggage from the old stuff that may cause others to negatively perceive you or maybe even be overlooked for this position because of the old stuff, right? So let's continue for pile one. What else? What is pile one's next career move? What do they need to know? What's ahead? Next career move or change for pile one, please. We have a 5 of spells, which is the 5 of wands. We have the Chariot card coming up here. In this deck, it's called the Fairy Wind, which is super cute. Ooh, and then we have the Tower. Oh my gosh, crazy, guys. We also have a Queen of Wands here at the bottom of the deck, so it definitely feels like there's an energy of feeling really creatively inspired by this new role. There's also an energy of being in charge with that Queen of Wands, like leadership energy could be coming through for you. I definitely can see like why we have the Moth Spirit coming up here, because there's massive change that's coming up for you guys in this next chapter. Okay, the Tower is really talking about like the foundations of the things that you once knew totally crumbling to the ground, right? Everything that you thought you knew is going to be shaken up. It's going to be changing. And you may not really be completely in control of everything that happens here. With the Chariot card being right next to the Tower, I can definitely see there's a lot of drive. Could be a lot of competitive energy coming into this new role, but lots of drive, lots of focus. Definitely kind of feeling that like ambitious, potentially workaholic energy coming up for you guys, because I think that there is this wanting to achieve, right? There's this energy of wanting victory here. So let me see for a second. There's definitely like something about needing to win, right? There's definitely a competitive energy here where I feel that coming into this next chapter, you guys might be like vying for a certain type of role that a lot of people want. So there's definitely like an energy of needing to kind of show your value and show your worth and make that great first impression. We also have with the Queen of Wands here, I'm guided to say that you guys do stand out. I think you guys do really stand out in a positive way. I think that people are seeing you as being this really vibrant, vivacious, creative, radiant leader. I think that they're seeing you in a really positive light. But there is still this energy of competition here. It could be for some of you that this is how others are perceiving you, is this being a little bit too competitive. But for others of you, there might be a need to be aware of the fact that there are going to be other people vying for this position. With the Chariot card, again, drive, energy, motivation, victory, all great things leading to success. But with the Tower being here, it's like, again, there's something about this situation that is going to be causing massive changes for you. There's drastic change here, but I'm also feeling it's like a release, right? If we take a look at this Tower card, let me pull it up so y'all can see a little bit closer. This is kind of like an old abandoned home in the woods, right? And finally, it's like this top of this treehouse is like cracked open. It's releasing all these birds and bats and all these things that have been just stuffy in there forever. I actually feel for a lot of you that releasing this old structure, metaphorically, whatever it is in your life, is going to really benefit you, because you're being afforded an opportunity for revitalization and being able to move into a role or an energy in your career that feels a lot more creatively inspiring, refreshing, just all around better. Okay, so let's continue with the archetypes next. So tell us more about this next job or career move for pile one. What are they going to be doing here? What's the energy they're embodying here? For some of you guys, it could just be with the 5 of Wands. This is like a more competitive type of role, period. Like maybe the work you're doing is highly competitive. I'm thinking of sales or something like that, but I feel you like it. So we have the companion energy coming up. That's interesting. I'm going to show you something else that I saw in a second. So we have companion. Let's grab one more. What's next for pile 1 with career? Ooh, we have the wounded child. Very interesting. All right. The reason I think it's kind of interesting that this companion card came up is because underneath of our Queen of Wands, we had the Lovers here. So what I'm feeling is that actually partnerships and relationships are going to be very important in this next chapter of your career and this next move that you're making here. Some of you guys could literally be working with a lover, a companion, like a romantic partner, or maybe there could be an energy of meeting a romantic partner at work for some of you guys. This archetype says loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness. On the shadow side, we have betrayal by misusing confidences, loss of personal identity coming up here. So I definitely think that there could be, as you guys move into this next chapter, this new role, if it is a new role for some of you, there could be something just to be mindful of around the way that you are being perceived by people at work, because with the 5 of Wands, there's definitely this competitive energy. It could be that other people are a little bit intimidated by you because of how much you glow and how much you shine and stand out. But you just want to make sure that your intentions with the first house, like the way that you intend to come across, is actually how you're coming across to others, right? Because sometimes we're not always aware of how other people are perceiving us or how we're coming across. So I think it's just something to be mindful of, because partnerships and relationships are coming up as being highly significant here. Now, you guys also have the wounded child. Awakens compassion and desire to serve other wounded children, opens the learning path of forgiveness. Shadow side. Blames all dysfunctional relationships on childhood wounds, resists moving on through forgiveness. So I kind of feel like there's something about the partnerships and relationships that you're going to be encountering here in this next career move that could at some times trigger childhood wounds for you. Okay, this could be something very specific for one person out there, but this is definitely telling me that partnerships, you know, especially with that 5 of Wands, like people who are conflict, or, you know, people who like conflict or that are kind of competitive or bossy or something, like there could be something about that that's really triggering to you because of inner child stuff. And I feel like with the Tower, there's going to be this energy of releasing that, becoming more aware of it, kind of moving into a spiritual awakening and really letting go of all that old baggage so that it doesn't come back to bite you as you're connecting with new people here. Now, some of you guys could literally be working with children or just working as a healer in some capacity in the work that you do as well. I don't know why, but I do sort of feel like I'm seeing like more of a corporate environment in my mind when I'm tapping into this energy, but it's a general reading, so it might be different for some of you. Let's see, for pile 1. Tell us what's next in career for them. This next career move. What does this entail? Work with the light. Your spirit team is supporting you. Share your good vibes to uplift others. Yes. You guys could be working in like a certain type of environment where just maybe the energy is chaotic. Maybe there's people like children or people that are in chaotic situations, right? And so you're coming in to bring in the good vibes to be able to support and uplift other people. Again, there's something about this new role or this new job that's quite emotionally fulfilling to you guys with this Ace of Cups being here. We also have time. Divine timing is in the works. This eternal clock creates the perfect timing for each individual season. So this kind of is bringing me back to the Moth Spirit and the Tower. Pile number 1. I do feel like there's still something that you need to release in terms of needing to know the outcome, needing to be in control, maybe wanting things to be happening right now. Spirit is telling you that this opportunity for you will be coming in divine timing, okay? When you're energetically ready for it, it's going to come for you. We also have the 11th house here. So there's something here about like community, friendships, even online. Some of you guys could be working on the internet. That could be a thing here too. This talks about your vision of a better future, expectations of friendship. So partnerships again coming up, what makes you unique, and a collective trendsetter. So it's like, I think that you guys in this next chapter are going to be bringing in kind of like your own unique edge to a certain collective group of people. There's a lot of energy of partnership and working with others coming up here, but you're still standing out. And so even though you're here supporting whatever this collective is, it's going to be really important for you guys to bring your own unique, authentic self into this. Uranian energy is unpredictable energy as well. It's also the energy of the tower. So kind of an interesting synchronicity there as well. So let's close it out, pile one, with just a couple of my little channeled career messages and just see what else we need to know for you. For pile one, tell me what is next for them. What is this new career move about? We have new job at the bottom of the deck, so definitely feels like a new job for a lot of you guys. We have manage ambiguity. So this is kind of talking about, like, again, with the moth spirit, being okay to do the work you need to do without having every little detail given to you, right? The ability to kind of manage yourself through the gray areas. That's going to be coming up in this new role for you, or this new career move. You're not going to be given all the answers to everything. You're not going to know everything, and you're still going to be expected to perform, right? I think a lot of the ambiguity is going to come around like other people in the relationships here. We also have communication coming in. So the way that you communicate is of significance here as well. And we also have multiple sources of income here at the bottom of the deck. So it could be for some of you that this new opportunity is something to do with your side hustle, or it's like maybe this is an additional source of income for you that's not necessarily your main one, something that's going to be short-term for some of you guys. We also have promotion here, though, too. So there's definitely a lot of different scenarios that I see. But overall, pile one, it looks really interesting. It definitely seems like you're getting some sort of emotionally fulfilling opportunity coming your way, where you're going to be able to work with people. And I definitely see it's something that you feel really passionately about with the Chariot here. It's something that you're very driven and motivated to do. So also for time frames, we have Cancer season here. And that's kind of the majority of what I see in terms of time frames. Cancer season could be of significance for some of you guys. So comment below, pile one. Let me know, what's your next planned career move, and how do you feel like this reading aligns with it? I love hearing from you guys in the comments, so please do share. If you are not already, please do subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so you'll be updated when I post the next reading, and I will see you then. Bye. Hey, pile three. If you guys selected this Pyrite cluster, this is going to be your career reading. So we're looking to see what your next big career move is going to be looking like as the energy stands today. Let's start off with the overall energy for your reading. So we start off here with a Queen of Swords. We have Ceres, or Ceres, I don't know how to pronounce it. And then we have the Wombat Spirit. So cute. Okay. So pile two, what is this next career move for you? So overwhelmingly, it's kind of an interesting juxtaposition, because we have this really icy Queen of Swords, but we have these really warm and fuzzy other cards kind of like sandwiching her. I'm kind of inclined to say that a lot of you guys are going to be moving into a role where you're going to be working from home, with the Wombat Spirit and Ceres being here. But if that's not necessarily your aspiration or necessarily like what you're looking for, what I kind of feel is that this reading is talking about you getting to a place where you feel at home, right? Wherever it is that you work, and where your personal well-being is cared for. Right? You feel like you can take care of your personal well-being mentally, physically, spiritually, all the things. Ceres is a really interesting card because this talks about our relationship with food. So some of you guys could be doing something in food service, but it also talks about our relationship to the things that we nurture, that we give birth to. So whether it be children or something creative, maybe even somebody that we're mentoring, some of those themes could be significant here. But definitely an energy of nurturing and like well-being being at the forefront here. Also echoed here with this wombat spirit. This is a little creature that I'm pretty sure they burrow under the ground, right? So there's definitely something about your next career move that's bringing in like a sense of coziness, maybe even isolation, like not necessarily having to be around a lot of people all the time. Maybe even getting to have more balance of time with family for some of you guys. Now, we have this interesting juxtaposition of the Queen of Swords because the keywords here are talking about being intimidating, hard to please, and a straight shooter. This is a very icy depiction of the Queen of Swords, right? Now, some of you guys could be doing the type of job where these are the traits that you need to embody, right? You have to be a straight shooter. But the Queen of Swords, I think it's important to say that they're not always this really cold energy, right? They're very fair, discerning. They're definitely an energy of... like I'm getting like legal energy from this, like laws could be significant here. Interpreting the law could be significant here, but it's about like just being very clear-minded and level-headed in your decision quality. So those could be significant kind of career like traits of the type of job that you're going to be doing. The other thing though too is like kind of going back to this energy of being at home, right? Being at home can metaphorically speak of being authentic, right? And feeling like you can be your authentic self. And with this Queen of Swords, I am getting a little bit of an energy of maybe putting a wall or a guard up here, wearing a mask instead of showing who you truly are. Look at this as I'm shuffling the deck. Look who's showing herself here. This is the Queen of Swords in this deck, and it's also a very icy depiction here. So already a really interesting synchronicity for your career group too. Let's see what else we can get. So tell us a little bit more for pile 2. What's next for pile 2? What is this new career move for them? I'm getting some of you guys might just be quite particular about like setting boundaries around certain things pertaining to well-being, food, your mental health. Or yeah, see, we have a 9 of spells. This is the 9 of wands. You're protecting your energy. 10 of spells, 10 of wands. Seven of challenges, 7 of swords. Why do I feel like that came up in my last career reading that I did for pile 2? I'd be curious if any of you guys remember that, if you saw that reading, because I feel like that's coming back to me. So, all right. All right, what's next in career? Pile 2. So I definitely feel like you guys are going to be moving into this chapter of really like looking out for you first and foremost. Because with the 10 of spells being here, I definitely can see that there are a lot of people that maybe you're used to answering to, or a lot of people that some of you guys could be responsible for. And the 10 of wands can definitely talk about feeling really drained, right? If we look at this card too, even though all of these women are walking together, a lot of them look really sad. A lot of them look like defeated. We do have one person here that's kind of more nurturing and kind of putting her arm around the other one, but everybody else just looks like really defeated and deflated in this card to me. So this could just represent kind of like a stressful work environment that some of you guys have been used to. And I feel with this 9 of wands that you guys are really going to be practicing putting up proper boundaries and putting practices in place that really help to protect your energy. You see, she's doing like a salt circle to keep like negative energies away from her. This really makes a lot of sense with like the wombat spirit and the Ceres energy, because both of these cards are really talking about, you know, nurturing yourself, looking out for your personal well-being, your health, physically, mentally, spiritually, all the things we talked about. And with the Seven of Swords, I think that you guys are actually moving into a quite strategic mindset around your work, right? Because this is kind of about being a bit self-serving and not really letting everybody know what you're doing and why. Remember the Wombat Spirit, how I was saying it kind of like burrows under the ground? I kind of feel like you guys are going to be flying under the radar or metaphorically burrowing under the ground and really just taking what it is that you need and doing what you need to do without necessarily telling anybody what that is, right? You can see here we have these little foxes who are very sly, right? They've come to this campsite, they've taken what they need, and then they're out of here. You know what I mean? So there's definitely this energy of the fox that's with you as well. It's around being strategic and being light on your feet. But this is, I feel like it's a part of you sort of protecting yourself from feeling overly burdened with other people's stuff here. So let's continue. What is this next career move about for pile 2, please? What kind of job is this? What's the energy they're dealing with? What do they need to know? Pile 2. We have the wounded child. That's so interesting. That also came up in pile 1. Let's continue. Let's get another one. We also have the mentor. That's really interesting because that's kind of what I was getting with Ceres being here as well. I want to read to you guys a little bit about Ceres from the guidebook for a second before we get into these archetype cards, because I feel like there's something that I read in here. Do not mistake smothering, enabling, or infantilizing actions as signs of love. Once you release the object of your care, your life is not over. A new mystery begins. When the time is right, be willing to let go for your progeny or creation to flourish. They must embark on their own journey. Once your job as a nurturer is complete, let go and step into the next level of your own mastery. It just feels for this group like there's something about like other people, or maybe somebody like that's in this wounded child energy that you've been supporting, where it's like maybe that part of things is over for you and now it's time to focus on yourself, with the 9 of Wands being here and the 7 of Swords. I do see you guys in a mentor sort of energy though. It says passing on wisdom and refining a student's character. We have inability to allow the student to move on to the role of master, imparting false instruction. Not to say you guys are necessarily imparting false instruction, although the 7 of Swords can talk of, dishonesty at times. So that would be something to sort of understand about yourself for some of you. Like maybe there's an energy of not wanting somebody to move on. Or maybe this is somebody else's energy towards you with the Queen of Swords being here as well. It's quite possible. But there's definitely an energy of mentorship here, whether you're the mentor over others or somebody else is a mentor over you. We also have the wounded child. Awakens compassion and desire to serve other wounded children, opens the learning path of forgiveness, blames all dysfunctional relationships on childhood wounds, resists moving on through forgiveness. So forgiveness keeps coming up in this card in particular. But this is a very compassionate energy. It makes a lot of sense with Ceres. Compassion and desire to serve others is what's coming through here. And that could be what you guys are doing with this 10 of Wands with all these people here. But there's a need to really set boundaries because I think whatever you guys are doing is very stressful with the 9 of Wands. Where did I want to read? So Ceres, a dwarf planet between Mars and Jupiter, named after Ceres, Roman goddess of the harvest, food, earthly fertility, and the mother of Proserpina, goddess of the spring. When Pluto kidnapped Proserpina and took her to the underworld to be his queen, Ceres threatened to starve the world until she was returned, which is kind of this Queen of Swords energy, right? Ceres signifies our relationship to food, for better or worse, cultivation, and the safety or loss of a child. Ceres' ancient rites and that initiated people into the secrets of death and rebirth. Through the symbolic harvest, cut the heads off grain with a scythe, bury them, and new life arises. So there's some sort of like metaphorical death and rebirth that's really significant. And there's something about you guys really standing your ground and upholding certain standards with something that you love, whether it's like a mentor, a mentee, some sort of creative entity that you've developed. There's something of significance here around that relationship. All right, let's see what else we get for pile 2. What's next in this new career move for pile 2, please? We have the number 1, motivates your independent qualities, self-starter. So there's definitely something about you doing you, right? Which kind of keeps coming up with the 7 of Swords, the 9 of Wands. There's something about you doing you versus being attached to someone else or an entity of people. You don't need love, you are love. By accepting your oneness, you allow a broader flow of life. So sort of embodying the energy of love is coming up here as well. And sometimes love is not always like rainbows and sunshine and like emotion, right? Sometimes love is setting boundaries and holding people accountable, you know, holding people to higher standards, holding yourself to higher standards. I mean, think of that story we just read about Saris, who she said she's going to starve the world until she gets her daughter back, right? So there's something about holding someone accountable or holding yourself accountable because it's what's right for your personal well-being here with the Wombat Spirit. All right, pile 2. Let's just grab a couple more cards to close out your message. So what else does pile 2 need to know about this next career move for them? Promotion. So you guys could be getting promoted into a higher level position than you've had before. Maybe moving into a leadership role here with the Queen of Swords. We also have short term. So this could be a shorter term role or just a shorter term kind of phase that you're going through here. We also have marketing. So maybe some of you work in marketing. This can also, though, be talking about the way that you market yourself. So just something to reflect on there. All right, pile 2. I think we'll end your message here, but please comment below. Let me know what you're planning for your next big career move and how you feel like this lines up with that. If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you'll be updated when I post the next video. And I look forward to seeing you there. Bye. Hey, pile 3, if you guys selected this Tiger's Eye sphere, this will be your career reading. So we're looking to see what the next big career move is and what it has in store for you. So let's go ahead and jump right in with your overall energies. So we're starting you off here with the energy of the Hermit being here. We have the 2nd house of resources. And then we also have the Horse Spirit. Oh, this is so beautiful. It says freedom is yours. All right, next career move for pile 3. Well, I definitely feel that you guys have choices, that's for sure, because the Horse Spirit is talking about freedom, and it does talk about having choices in front of you. I feel like whatever you guys are going into next is going to bring in, like whatever choice or decision you've made, even if you're not sure what choice you're going to make yet, whatever you pick is going to be bringing you some sense of freedom, like spreading your wings and flying. I also feel with this Horse Spirit, there's an energy of having support around you, because if you guys think about a horse has always been like a really great companion for a human, right? Like it will let us ride on it. It will transport us to places where we need to go. So I feel like this is symbolic to you to understand that there are people and support all around you in wherever you're going next in your career. I also feel there could be an energy of travel or movement with the Horse Spirit being here as well, maybe going somewhere different than you've gone before. Maybe relocation or moving in that capacity, or maybe just some sort of movement to the next type of role. But I do feel there's something here with the Hermit. It's kind of juxtaposing this Horse Spirit a little bit, because the Hermit card is really talking about withdrawing yourself from a situation in order to make wiser choices. And I feel like there's like a need to make really wise choices here around your resources, around money. The keywords here, we have self-contained, doing research, and time management. So I definitely feel for a lot of you guys, there's an energy of doing research before kind of taking the plunge into making this decision or going where it is that you're thinking about going. There's also an energy here, I feel, of like holding yourself back. And I'm wondering if there's something about resources that's causing you to hold yourself back from really flying forward, propelling yourself forward in this direction that you might feel guided to go. The second house is really asking you to look at your relationship with money and look at your relationship with the things that you value in your life, right? So it could have to do with the salary of this position or the money around this position. It could have to do with other things that you can find value in that aren't necessarily tied to money. Things that you are connecting your self-worth to, I feel, are coming up with this next career move here. So let's see. Let's continue with the tarot. Tell us more about this next career move for pile 3. What do they need to know? Ooh, we have the Queen of Cups. The Hierophant. The Five of Swords. Look at the Judgment card here at the bottom of the deck, the Council of Animals. So cute. I feel like there's just definitely this energy of like a life review in a sense with the Judgment card being here, like really taking stock of what you're doing before you embark on making this decision. And you might be asking yourself questions like, what do I really value? You know? It's interesting, this Hierophant card, it's called the Oldest One. So this is definitely giving me this energy of wisdom. Look at the little owl that's here in the little tree. Part of your research, part of your withdrawal period in this next chapter could be talking about seeking the counsel of somebody wiser than you, seeking a mentor, maybe even learning a new skill from somebody that you need to learn in order to be successful in this next chapter of your role, of your career. This also, to me, is giving an energy, like, look how thick these roots are. Like, you guys are embarking on something. Maybe you're moving into a role where, like, this is a very well-established organization that you're going to be working with, or a person who's really well-established that you're going to be working with. Like, there's definitely, like, really deep roots here. And I feel with this Queen of Cups, there's definitely a lot of emotion here. I feel like you guys just want to be really happy. You know, it's interesting with the Queen of Cups coming up underneath of the resources energy, because I feel like there's something about your emotional connection to money, or your emotional connection to like whatever it is that you value that's impacting this next chapter for you. But I feel like you guys are choosing happiness. Not to say that the resources are not important, right? Because they are. We all need resources in order to survive in this world. But I feel like there's an element of looking at things a little bit deeper than just the surface level of the shine, right? I feel like this group is moving into a chapter where you're focusing on your happiness at work. and looking at what you value more holistically than just what the money is. Does that make sense? Now, this Five of Swords coming up is interesting because I feel like there could be some potential mental blocks here for some of you guys getting in the way that seem a lot bigger than what they actually are. You see here too how it's like a giant, maybe it's a giant mental block for some of you guys, but you see how he's like uprooted this tree here, and it's right next to this gigantic tree. I almost kind of wonder if you guys are like walking away, freeing yourself of this thing, this like, I don't know if it's like a corporation, or I don't know if it's like there's some sort of really fixed thing in your career that's got deep, thick roots. And then there's this energy of the Five of Swords where it's like, we're just going to rip that out, you know? I almost dumped my cup out. We're just going to rip that out because we want to be free of it. This is interesting, pile 3. Let's keep going. So next we have the Archetypes deck. So let's see. Tell us more about this next chapter in career for pile 3. What is this next move that they are making in their career? Next move in career for pile 3. Mediator. Gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life. Respect for both sides of an argument. Negotiating with an ulterior motive or hidden agenda, either personally or professionally. Maybe this is about like salary negotiations for some of you, with it being right next to the resources card. But you guys could also be moving into a position that is like in mediation for some of you, like something legal or something where you have to negotiate in a sense. Let's see. What's next in career for pile 3. We have the Knight. Loyalty, romance, and chivalry. A love of honor. Allegiance to a destructive ruler or principle. Romantic delusions. It's interesting we have a horse here and someone riding a horse, because that's kind of like what we were talking about with the horse spirit. Pile 3. So some of you guys could be working like as an advisor, like in mediation of some sort. That would make sense with the Five of Swords being here too, because Five of Swords can indicate conflict at times. So maybe some of you guys are the mediator over conflicting parties. And then this card, this talks about like chivalry and romance and kind of loving what you do in a sense. It's giving Knight of Cups energy to me. Maybe having to be like really nice and cheerful all the time, being kind of like this person who spreads happiness to others. But again, there's something about support. You're supported in this role and you're moving. There's movement here. Maybe there's a mentor. Maybe some of you guys are meeting someone at work romantically. I could see that. But there's definitely an energy of being supported and loving what you do and being loved at work. So let's see. What's this next career move about for pile 3? Achievement. You've done the work. You will be seeing the fruits of your labor flourish right before your eyes. Very interesting, pile 3. So you're victorious in something. Maybe you're getting resources that you deserve in this next chapter. We do have foe alert. The good friend has ulterior motives. So that could be something to look out for here for some of you guys with that Knight energy being here. And the Five of Swords. We also have listen more, speak less. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense with the Hermit. I think that you guys in this next chapter, there's definitely something or someone here that you're withdrawing from, because it's going to be really important for you to make smart decisions here. So there could be this energy of like just kind of observing what's going on and not really showing too much of who you are yet, because you're trying to kind of suss out the vibes before you talk. Okay. The faux alert, though, I think could also really make sense with mediation, right? Because there's always going to be certain people that are a little bit more bad faith than good faith in some situations, right? All right, let's see. Pile 3. What's this next chapter in career for pile 3? Stretch yourself, get uncomfortable. So you're going to be learning new skills, getting out of your comfort zone here, which is awesome. New job. Yes, you guys. So you've got a new job coming in for you in this next chapter. Yeah, see, we've got be friendly but not familiar. So there's definitely something about like, there's a clear message here for pile 3 around being a little bit discerning with maybe your colleagues, your coworkers, people at work. Maybe there's someone that's trying to like get you, like date you at work or something with that knight. So there's a message here of being friendly, but not too close. Don't get too close. Kind of keep it at arm's length, because there's definitely, I don't necessarily feel like it's got to be a bad thing with the faux alert. Like, someone has ulterior motives. Could be somebody who's pretending to be your friend but actually wants to date you. And it doesn't have to mean that they have like bad intentions. We also have career transition here. Jack of all trades, well-rounded. So you're going to be learning new skills that are going to kind of help you to become a more well-rounded, business professional or just professional in general. So looks really intriguing, pile 3. I definitely feel like there's some sort of like a love story energy going on here for you. So comment below. Let me know what you guys have planned for your next big career move and how this might resonate for you. If you guys are not already, please do subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so you'll be updated when I post the next reading. And I do look forward to seeing you then. Bye.